What's up, guys? It's Sun Charmander. Bringing a video just as a bit of a channel update. What I'm going to be focusing on in the future, the content I'm going to be making, the team I'm going to be focusing on. Spoiler, it's not this one. But first, I want to kind of talk about how I got here from the start of Season 2, from what philosophies I've been listening to, trying to incorporate into my gameplay, and the team comps that resulted in that, and why I've made these decisions. It might help some of you guys who are having some kind of team crisis stuff. Maybe you guys like just listening to my thought process on things. I'm a bit of an overthinker. Some people like that. Some people, you can turn off the video if you're not an overthinker like me. That's perfectly fine. But anyway, so I started the thing where I wanted to play some of the new change characters. Of course, everyone gets hype. I'm playing Vegito no matter what. Like, that's just... I don't care. I literally do not care if he's not the best character in the game. Yeah, he's not S tier. I will make everything possible to make this character work. This is my character. This is my identity. I love his buttons. I love his combos. I love his entire game plan. I love his staggers. I love his frame traps. He's so interesting, and he just fits me perfectly. So, we started things off. Had a bit of back and forth with a bunch of stuff. Tried to get some Blue Goku stuff in. And that team was cool. But this was how I started Season 2 off. I want to play this because I wanted to focus on my tick throw. Because from beginning of Season 2, I knew Vegito's big problem is, what if someone just blocks? If someone doesn't feel scared blocking your pressure, and someone knows that you just have frame traps for days, and they just block, and you just spend all the resources, and you just keep doing this stuff, and they'll block for like 90 seconds until they get a situation to where they're comfortable breaking out, and they break out. And then they get one hit, and they're suddenly at huge advantage where you've expended so much effort just doing block string after block string, coming up with ways to open them up, and nothing happens. So you need a way to beat someone who just blocks. And the tick throw was how I wanted to do that originally. I made an entire playlist on Double Beam, and it started with Cell and Goku. So if they decided to block in the middle of the string, they can't tech this. It's on DR, they can tech. This would just be the auto combo tick throw. And what's really good is that this also played into Vegito's other really strong strength. His neutral is awesome. He converts very nice solo combos. You can use your assists in neutral very well. And Double Beam really covered a lot. One problem is that Cell was fuzzyable. That's pretty much it. I thought the team was awesome otherwise. So, this kid comes out. And I want to keep playing Double Beam. And he was a perfect replacement for Cell. He was awesome. He was just exactly what I wanted for the team. And I brought this to Combo Breaker. And I really like how this played when I was a Combo Breaker. I got to play some really controlled neutral. I didn't scramble. I didn't push myself way too hard to try and get a hit with a JL approach. I didn't get 2H strike at all. So the team had very strong control. And when I did some casuals against Nokami at a Combo Breaker like Sunday or so, I was actually able to play neutral against him. And I felt like the team could hold its own. It was no secret that GT with Beam was an insanely good shell. We had been just discovering how strong an anti-air property the GT assist was. I didn't even realize it at the time. I just wanted to play a character with a beam because I knew how to tick throw the beam, and I wanted a character with good mix-up and good damage, and GT just had all the wonderful things. I'm gonna call him Good Kid Goku here because I really don't like Grand Tour. It's not a cool series for me. Super Saiyan 4 might have been the only thing there, but we're not talking about anime. So I really like this character. I also really like how he had the reverse Kamehameha. That was something I wanted base Goku to have. It was one of my favorite things. Like, it was a very strategic piece of Dragon Ball that was lost over time. But when I was talking to Alucard, when I was at Combo Breaker, he convinced me the value of Goku Black and his buttons. And he had tech, and you're gonna see that a lot of the evolution of my teams and my strategies come from focusing too much on tech. I started off the season with a simple game plan. I just wanted to frame trap you, true block string you, or tick throw you, and cycle between that, and that's all. That's it. Either you block and I punish you for it, or you squirm and I punish you for it. I win neutral and I put the pressure on and I keep it simple. Black is when I started to deviate from that. Black is when I wanted more tech. I wanted more hard to deal with stuff. Because I didn't feel like it would open people up. And I thought tick throw was really good, but it was only good in a very specific situation. And if someone was looking for it and they knew, they would just take the tick throw. They'd know I can't really pull the tick throw off constantly. And if you just accept that I'm gonna tick throw you and take 30% every now and then, you just block Vegito. That's it. You just wait it out. So I ended up trying to swap Black out for Yamcha. The reason I went with Yamcha is because I felt like he let me have a more powerful mix. I feel like he let me have more setups, more gimmicks, more harder stuff to deal with. Goku Black didn't really open them up. SSJ Goku didn't really open them up. Yamcha had open up power behind him. With GT and Vegito, he would have access to a good block stun and also tick throw. He would have a lot of power in mix-up added to the team. Not to mention, I would be able to convert a lot of Vegito's stuff, like his kicks, his barrier, like flawlessly, no matter which assist. And that became the focus of the team. Conversions and block strings. It was tech again. I started to become very focused on the tech that I was developing. I spent a lot of time in the lab. And around when Janemba came out, Lazy Matman, a California player who is a Vegito specialist, he's the training partner of Subatomic Sabers, arguably the best Vegito in the world, and I was convinced, through a lot of argument, Gotenks was the way to do it. Gotenks lets Vegito take any of his pressure, any of his normals, any of his specials, and immediately it's his turn. It's not just you block something in neutral, he couldn't convert off it, he couldn't air dash or whatever. With Gotenks, he can, and he already has. And his strings would have real mix-ups. Or real as far as, you could probably say true block stun with hard to react stuff. And hard to react is the important thing there. It's still challenging someone if they can handle the tech. Can they handle the setups? Can they handle the stuff? Because that's all it really was. With this team, also having Vegito have the extra meter build to be able to go for the 1 bar TOD off 2M, that's brainless to execute. Or having Vegito do the extensions with kicks into DR so that he could have corner without spending a bar. Just so I could safe jump, so I could do a fuzzy mix-up or something like that. Gotenks was very valuable to me, and I played him for a good 2 months, up until last night. So, I was playing this team, and talking to a player named Divine Honor, who is a tech monster. He has insanely awesome stuff developed, and I developed stuff with him, and I made a Discord to house all this tech, not to even invite people to, but literally just as an organizational folder. And this team is a powerhouse, but it's fragile. When Vegito's not on point, GT has a little bit of trouble with the neutral when he doesn't have a beam behind him. Gotenks with GT behind him is awesome, but if you anchor GT, it's very awkward, it's hard. The neutral's forced. But this team was awesome with Vegito point. Or, if Vegito won neutral and then gave the reins to GT, it was very, very strong, as Gotenks would be able to let you do mid-screen Spirit Bomb, which is insane. The problems with this team is the combo routing for Spirit Bomb is hard. It is the hardest for the character, which makes it inconsistent for tournament, and also for me as a mid-level execution player at this point. It's unreasonable. It's too hard. So we have a fragile structure where you're concerned about who the last character is, and you have high execution stuff. So my solution was Trunks. Trunks gives Vegito the perfect tick throw because it happens after the 5LL, so you do not have to commit to it. Your opponent has very few options. You can very much read a guard cancel and just punish them. The neutral assist was very strong. Sparking Trunks is a monster, and this team did not care who was on point. This team did not care about which two characters you had left. If you had your Trunks and Gotenks, they had incredible synergy together. Whichever one was on point was very strong. Trunks and Vegito was fine. Good neutral. Vegito and Trunks was fine. Vegito Gotenks was also fine. And Vegito by himself can play a very good neutral by himself. Trunks by himself has a strong neutral, very solid character, and he also has that monstrous power in sparking. So this team was stable across the board, and I felt like this was the right way to play him. I felt like this was the best way to play Vegito. Not necessarily the best Vegito team. I think the best Vegito team was still with GT Goku, because the power spikes when you were operating on full cylinders and everything was going your way, it was insane. Two touches galore. But there's some issues with Trunks in that it is still rather high execution to get Trunks' like real mixes off. Trunks doesn't give Vegito necessarily like the best strings. He gives great setups and tick throws and stuff, but Vegito had a little bit of a problem with that stuff that Trunks brought to the table, and there were some conversion issues. But I think Trunks is still a fantastic partner for Vegito. Don't get me wrong. But when Gogeta came out, I felt like this would be the best way for me to run the team, because Gogeta has a 2L low, Gogeta has a command grab, Gogeta has insane DHC power, his assist is even better than Trunks for anything that's not tick throw. Like, it's great in neutral, it lets you go, whether it's Gogeta or Vegito, go for kicks, or JH in Gogeta's case, call an assist, follow up right afterward. It was very, very good. I think the team is very strong, and one of the things I really like about it is, if you look here, they look very similar. If you look here, it's very visually confusing, and if you're doing a setup where you're trying to get them to look at enough stuff, is really fun to try and create that obfuscation And there's just so much tech. I could talk forever on how much tech there is for this team. And I was developing some of it. I was working on it. Like, to name a few, Gogeta DHC into Vegito is a snapback into a fuzzy setup. Gogeta with Vegito assist helps his neutral significantly, but also gives him like 2 layers of mix-up on his auto combo. Vegito with Gogeta assist is able to get not only true stuff off of his kicks, but you're also able to get a really nice conversion. You're able to get corner combos that end in corner meterlessly. It's a really good assist. It's very, very strong. And of course you have kicks vertical with Gogeta assist backing it up. But the problem with this is this team says get into mid-range and you're going to get obliterated by beam assists. That's not what I'm swapping. I am swapping from this, though. That does need to be made clear. The reason why I'm swapping from this is this team is too cute. There's too much tech. There's too much synergy. I said those are all good things, but there's too much of a focus on that. This isn't necessarily a Vegito team, as I'm playing 3 really cool characters that do a lot of cool stuff together. And it's fun. This team is so fun. This team is so cool. I have a damn grin across my face when I'm playing it. It's so cool. I love these characters. Gotenks is no longer on my shit list. I like him a lot. But as you can see, from the simple start we had to having double beam, and if they block me too hard, then I have a backup, and I try to condition them mentally to increasing more and more tech and harder weird shit, and just focusing way too much on tech, trying to focus too much on the mix-ups. That's not Vegito. Vegito, at his core, plays neutral, wins neutral, makes it really weird for you to block, but if you just block, he'd probably rather go back to neutral if you're not biting on his frame traps. He wants to win neutral. He wants to get the hit in neutral. If you look at what are some of the strengths of Gotenks? Snapback setups, mix-ups. What is the starter you're getting off that? Like a JL? That's not that much damage, and you're spending an assist to get like a JL. That's not a lot of return for your resources. And you're gonna win a lot more neutral fights if you gear yourself toward neutral. Now, how does Gotenks up your neutral? He really doesn't. He takes Vegito's tool that lets him already win neutral and turns that into his turn, where before it would be just, okay, I'm putting you in a disadvantaged situation, but I'm not able to take my turn just yet. Because of the weird angles that Gotenks will just always cover. Let's Gogeta get him. Gogeta does this kick, but if they call any projectile assist, Gogeta gets slapped in the head. It's not fast enough, like Yamcha, to where it's a scramble. So if you try to use Gogeta with Vegito in a vacuum, the space it's covering is awesome. It's incredible. But in a real situation, you're getting projectiles lobbed at you by the assists, and things just end up being a little awkward. So what are the strengths of Vegito? His neutral. So why are we gimping ourselves by putting 2 assists that get crushed by stuff in neutral? When they jump, what's Gotenks gonna do? He's gonna probably not track them too well. Gogeta's not going to reach them, and Vegeta's going to have to jump at them, and then they're going to call like GT Goku on you, and you're going to lose neutral. So you're taking Vegeto's greatest strength, and you are forcing him to fight without tools, aside from what he's born with. And these revelations came when I scrubbed out of a tournament run by Rokushen. And I ended up talking to a really, really knowledgeable player named, I apologize if I butcher your name here, Anticius. I'm gonna call him Anti because that's what I, that's how I OS out of that. So I was talking to Anti, and we talked until 5 a.m. last night on Vegeto's strengths, on how to have a competitive advantage, how to have a game plan ready. And what you want to have is you want to have a game plan for those who mash. Vegito is a game plan for those who mash. If you frame trap, if you safe jump, you have everything covered. If they squirm, you can beat them. But what if they don't? What if they're comfortable blocking? You want to give them a reason to feel awkward blocking, and you want to just win the neutral by taking their attempt to win neutral and turning that into an actual hit conversion. Not a weird conversion that turns into Yamcha, but just a standard conversion, encouraging them to do something that would not be in their favor normally. And the answer is this. And I know all about how this can be all kinds of whack. The idea that that's actually kind of a dude. Can we do this? One second, we'll get back to this. I just want to get this color scheme here. That's actually kind of nice. That's Sun Charmander right there. I kind of like that. But anyway, back to what we were talking about with the team. Why am I doing this team? So this is a neutral powerhouse right here. They can't really vanish behind you. Vegeta's going to cover that. You take the skills that you already have developed with Vegito Assist, and you just multiply that with Vegeta. GT snipes him out of the sky. GT gives you the 2-touch. GT is a monstrously powerful character. I love Kid Goku, and I kind of miss playing him, so this kind of gives me an excuse for that. But the whole point of this is I'm winning neutral. I am taking Vegeto's neutral, and I am compounding it. I am making it exponential. This is probably even better than Beam, because Vegeta has layers of mind games you add in. And that can break even the players that just want to block. Because Vegeta makes it, like, let's go and look at this. Let's take a look at calling Vegeta Assist in a Vegito block string. Unfortunately, you can't get a tick throw off that. That actually makes me a little bit sad. But let's first make sure they're blocking. Cool, there. There's so much stuff with Vegeta Assist behind. And that's probably not, probably don't want to like do weird setups, attack stuff, but just simple. Or go like into... See if we can get this figured out. Yeah. Call it. There's some like really nice stuff. It makes your 6M. That's interesting. Oh right, he's auto blocking. I'm silly. makes your 6M and makes your DR really strong. This assist is amazing for Vegito in terms of neutral coverage. I might have talked about this before, but that's a flawless setup. If they just hold back and do nothing, that's the only thing that wins. If they contest it in any way, this brings you into the GT assist. If they jump, the GT assist grabs them. If they super dash, GT assist snipes them. It's an awesome, awesome tool. And that means I can be doing this. Oh, look! I'm in 5L range, and now you're taking a stagger. And, I got Vegeta assist to make it weird. I got Vegeta assist to make it hard. So, the idea of the team is that I'm moving away from tech, I'm moving away from weird stuff, and I'm focusing, I want to touch. I want to get good, clean hits, as opposed to mix up with a character that's not made to mix up. I want my assists to count strongly when I use them, and another thing is, I'm perfectly fine with ending like this. Neutral. Let's go back to neutral, it's fine. You wanna wake up and let me ladder you? That's fine. This should let me be able to call... See just how do they react? If they super dash, boom. If they start reflecting, that does really well against the reflect. So, the idea is a very simple game plan. I test, I win neutral. First off, I win neutral. Second, what kind of player are you? How do you respond to this? How do you respond to that? How do you respond to these? What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna hold it? If you're just gonna hold it, I'm going back to neutral. I'm gonna go win neutral on your terms and beat you on your terms. Because these assists will let me play my Vegito against your point character. And even more so if you try to cheese your way through, you're not killing Vegeta. Vegeta's behind me during my pressure. So that's the point of the team. That is what I'm moving forward. I have to learn Vegeta. I'm going to be learning GT strings. So, what's the weakness of this team? What do I have to worry about? Well, Vegeta doesn't have the best buttons. That's kind of weak. But if you have good movement, this is an easy way to kill myself. Easy way to kill myself. But those are just combo tools. Gotta watch out for that. DP. It's a gift and a curse. I cannot combo up DP myself. Let's see. I'm not actually sure if I can combo up DP. So that was one thing Gogeta brought to the table that was really nice. Being able to DP and then immediately have a answer. I can always vanish, or I could do like DP, spark, stuff like that. So that's a little bit of an option. What's Vegeta worried about? Well, he's got the 2L, he's got the nice little defender strings. What's he worried about? Vegeta assist behind is actually pretty nice. I can actually play this character like this. There's a lot of fake stuff, but if you super dash Vegeta, he's grabbing you. He's duping you. So what am I worried about? I am worried about Vegeta getting snapped in and killed, forcing me to DP. So I'm going to Spark to save this character. If Vegito dies, I think GT with Vegeta is awesome. Vegeta with GT, probably really strong. So the shell is really good across the board if someone dies, except Vegeta. and I am comfortable, very comfortable with this. Very comfortable with Vegeta with GT backing him. What I do not want is to play this. Yes, that helps my neutral, but this combo sucks. I do not want to be doing my Spirit Bomb and relying... Let's see if I remember it. Yeah, like... It's so frustrating. Like, I could probably do this for, like, hours and be frustrated on... Gotta delay the age, and that's really, really frustrating. So I do not want to rely on Vegito Assist as my Spirit Bomb. That is going to be very, very frustrating. I'm gonna end up spending a bar for this. And what do I have? Solo Vegito's fine, but he's not ideal. Solo, what do I have? Force neutral. EX force neutral. Very predictable jump back. There's this is always fun. I can super dash after that. Someone thinks that they have a turn. But GT by himself is very weak neutral. So I'm concerned about having GT left at the end of the day. I'm concerned about not being able to anchor my Vegeta and just slowing the game down with zoning. So I'm going to Spark to save this character, and what's going to be hard is I don't know this character. I don't know how to play Vegeta. I'm going to be doing a lot of basic stuff at first. I don't know how to call his assist, to be perfectly honest. I can probably guess if I do approach. Wait, Vegeta, oh, you 2H, I can fucking kill you. That'll probably be nice. I'll really like that. If I just, empty jump at someone. This actually was gonna be really nice as an idea. If I try to go for, stagger call Vegeta, that's actually something to be aware of. I'm probably gonna fall for that. If someone's got super dash, I block, Vegeta catches them. But I don't have the really instinct to play him just yet. So that's going to be a bit of a growing pain. And of course, I kind of have mix. There's another huge problem with this team, is that when I do... Oh, I apologize. They're not actually blocking. When I do this... That's super dashable, and that's reflectable. So I can't force the weird 50-50 that Ball does. However, I get additional mix-ups to where it's mind game. Do you reflect here? Do I empty just to MU? There's some stuff always, but I'm going to have to play a little bit more with the intention of mind games, and I'm going to be aware that when I have GT, I have no true assist. When I have Vegito, tick throw is hard. Tick throw is going to be impossible with Vegeta, and it's going to be hard with GT. So that's kind of out of the table. I have two L's now. That's very nice, and these are going to be good mix-ups. But that's going to be the strengths and weaknesses of the team. I think this is going to be the best possible way to move forward as a Vegito player. But if you have any suggestions, or if you just liked watching my journey, listen to me ramble for a good 35 minutes, my god, this is a channel update video, leave a comment, talk to me. I always read your stuff, even if I don't respond to it right away. So thanks for the support as always, guys, and I'll try and bring you good content in the future. This team will have some cool tech, but that's not gonna be the focus. But I will be creating a video series for let's call it Simple Vegito. We can workshop the name. Probably something like True Neutral Vegito. That's kind of fun. I like that. So this is the team. I really like it, and I'm looking forward to learning Vegeta. So I'm gonna watch some Fenrich. I'm going to look through some VODs. I'm gonna look to I think Tungster X was a guy who was playing in Rokushen's tournament who played Cell Vegeta, and I could probably learn from that. I'll learn some routing. I'll try and get some 2 touches, and I'll try to make this team really good. But that's how I'm gonna play. And have a good day, guys. Thanks for listening.